Welcome to Ephrom, Josine, and today we're going to do a little bit more of a positive video. This is going to be 3 things I agree with Donald Trump on. Okay, so number 1, the first thing I agree with him on is illegal immigration, to an extent. I don't have the exact extreme build a wall views that he has when it comes to illegal immigration. However, I think that illegal immigrants should be deported. They shouldn't come here illegally and then be given amnesty. And when you consider that Mexico, the country that mostly immigrates illegally to the U.S., does have borders, and if you violate a border, you get thrown into Mexican jail, and let's face it, no one wants to go to Mexican jail. You should be in support of the United States having some sort of an immigration policy, Now, granted, it was, I think Klinsky who said that, Kyle Klinsky from Secular Talks, said that he'd give everyone who's already here amnesty, then do Border Patrol. I don't think we should do that. I think we should only give amnesty to people who went through the process of becoming a citizen here. And while we're at it, there are some loopholes that can be given. Like if, say, a mother gives birth to a child here, then she can say, no, I can't go back. I gotta take care of my child. I think that should be closed, maybe. Well, I think it should be closed. I haven't done enough research on the immigration policy in order to really have an informed opinion on that, though. I do think illegal immigrants should be deported, though, so that's what I agree with Trump on. Number 2, gun control. I agree with Donald Trump the United States should not have gun control. I think the government is not responsible enough to control guns. And some people are like, well, it cut down on the mass shooting death. Not understanding why the Second Amendment was written there. It was written so, we could have guns in case the government went too wild. And some people will say, well, it says a well-regulated militia. Well, Penn Jillette made this really interesting argument that was basically, yeah, the militia is regulated because it can't take the right to bear arms away from the people. It's not the militia is regulated in the sense that it can't bear arms. It's that it's regulated because it can't take the right to bear arms away from people. See, it's that important part a lot of people don't seem to get. And that's why I agree with Trump on gun control, because I don't think we should have it. And I used to be pro-gun control, and I really thought, do I trust the government to control guns? In fact, I think that it should be easier to get access to more weapons. Now, granted, responsible people should be the only ones with access to something like a tank. And even then, I don't see why you'd need a tank. And when you consider that, for the longest time, when we didn't have gun control, things were still fine. It's just one shooting leads to, oh, we need gun control. Oh, man. No, the majority of gun owners are still responsible people. And I don't believe in punishing the majority because of the minority. I don't believe in basically minority rules. I think that is backwards and evil. So I agree with Trump on gun control in that sense. And number 3, I agree with him on transnational globalism. To an extent, I agreed with him when he said, we need to get rid of NAFTA, or at least renegotiate it. I agreed with him on the TPP. Because really, transnational globalism doesn't work because we're different countries. Why do you think just 10 years ago the jobs were able to go to China, all the factories moved to China, and then, what did Chinese people get paid? Or did the little Chinese kids get paid for working in a factory? A cent for every year? That very small amount. Because in China, they have no minimum wage. China's an extremely impoverished country. So, of course, there are going to be things like this. And that's just the 3 of the things I agree with Trump on. And those are really the only 3 things I could think of. So that's really it. I'm Sifro Joe, and good night.